Hi, everybody, and welcome to Cope with Hope. Today, I have the lovely Suma Varughese with me. For 40 years, she was in journalism and she was the editor of Society and Life Positive. She still believes that Life Positive is the best body, mind, and spirit magazine today. She's written two books, Traveling Light and Traveling Lighter, and right now she's writing a third book, The 50 Life Lessons, which is being published by no other than Hay House. Wow, I'm just totally impressed. She takes a writing course, Zen, the Zen of Good Writing, in which she incorporates creative writing with spirituality. And she has a lovely mission in life, which I'm going to ask her herself to let you know. So, welcome, Suma, and do tell the audience what your mission in life is.
Thanks so much, Nandini, for inviting me on this platform. Really grateful to you and happy to be here.
Yes.
Well, my mission in life is, to help pave the way and create awareness of a new way of life, which is based on spiritual principles and not material principles. So I joined the legion of visionaries and gurus and writers who have always aspired, for this beautiful new world, which many of us believe is just around the corner, and a world where the focus is on brotherhood of man. In India, we'd call it Vasudeva Kutumbakam, the one world family,
Yes.
where and we live in harmony with ourselves, with others, with the environment, and the focus will really be on supporting everybody to move forward together, freeing the world of injustice and poverty and so many other evils that we are struck with at the moment.
I
So
love it.
that really inspires me. And I've been, in my own very tiny way, I've been doing whatever I can to promote an understanding of this.
I love it because Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam is very close to my heart. In fact, when I was an Art of Living teacher, my son and me put together a song, and the chorus was lovely. Hey Vasudhaiva, Vasudhaiva, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, एक ही साथ जिएंगे हम, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. I love it.
Beautiful.
So beautiful.
Beautiful. It's such an inspiring vision, and it's
Yes.
the truth. I mean, in the world of oneness, that'll be the underlying principle of this new
Yes.
earth we're talking about, oneness. So in a world of oneness, we are just one world family. There's no way out.
Yes. And can you believe it? While you were saying that, my bulb just burst forth in agreement.
So very good. So the world is
Yeah.
getting illuminated already.
Has to. Yeah. So tell me, what have you been doing, Suma, these past more than 100 days now since the lockdown?
Yeah. Well, looking back, I think the first 2 months I was really happy, just unwinding because I needed that. I'd had a very hectic 5 months and it felt very good to drop anchor.
Yes.
But then I later began to, and I was in a way not, I felt it was a good space to be in. The future had just totally been taken away from our hands.
Yes.
And there was nothing but the present. And that felt good.
Yes.
But then along the way, I also decided I'm going to start my online workshop. So I did that. And writing, I wrote a lot on Facebook about this phenomenon that we're facing, this
Yes.
whole unprecedented situation that we find ourselves in,
Yes.
which I actually view rather positively.
Yes.
I do feel that this is an amazing opportunity for all of us to
Yes.
shift and change, because
Yes.
what we've been given by the universe is a pause, a
Yes.
beautiful pause. Who has ever experienced a pause like this? I mean, the whole world has come to a halt,
I
and
agree.
not just two, isn't it? Yeah.
I totally agree. I totally agree. Yeah. We've
Yeah.
been given a pause to look within and see how we can
Exactly.
become better human beings. Because we were
Yes.
rushing around so much doing our nonsense.
Yeah.
Just, I
Yeah.
want this, I want
Absolutely.
that, I want this now. Okay,
Yeah.
calm down and look here.
Yeah.
See what it is
Yeah.
you truly want and truly need. So yes,
Absolutely.
I agree with you.
And even more, look at where we've gone wrong as a
Yes,
society,
yes, I
culture,
agree. Yes,
as a civilization in the larger framework of things. I mean, I was viewing this whole materialistic culture that we're currently immersed in with a lot of concern because I could see its impact on the environment, even on human beings.
yeah,
We were all like trying to compete with the other, trying to buy more and more, putting enormous pressure on ourselves, on the family. So it was not, I think, the best way we could have lived. And
I
I'm pretty
agree.
sure the COVID has come as a warning bell saying,
Yes,
look and see if there's another way you can, organize your economics. Is there another way that you can manage, economics? So
I
these are things I'm concerned about. I've been talking also about it.
yes, I agree. I do feel that like we haven't been looking after all our people. There's just one side that's like super rich and the other side that's like super poor. And not just India, like all over the world you see that. And I think we need to celebrate each other and include this our brother. He's my brother, she's my sister. We're not just alone with our two, three people in our family. We're not an island amongst ourselves. We have to
Absolutely well said.
understand that. We have to understand
Absolutely.
the interdependence of everything. And I agree with you.
Absolutely.
That's why I feel the divine has said, okay, fine, sit at home and think, where have you gone wrong?
The
So,
world has become now one giant penitentiary.
yeah,
In the Catholic thing, there's something called purgatory. I think
yeah,
that's what we're going through now. It's purgatory. Spend
yeah,
some time, think about it,
yeah.
change yourself, you know?
Yeah, get your act together. I mean, are you going to
Yeah,
celebrate each other? You better start
yeah.
celebrating everybody's success. And even the word success, what does it truly mean? We all need to revisit that. We all need to revisit success, what we really need, what we really wanted. How much money and how many things do you really need?
Don't
Where
you think COVID has really taught us this? That all that
absolutely.
stuff in our cupboards, all those diamonds in our walls, all those cars in our garages, what are we doing with all of that?
Rubbish.
All our multiple homes,
Not
sorry,
needed. Not needed. What do you
not
need? You need
needed.
a small space and a bed and a kitchen to cook your food, you know, and a
And
heart
I think
that's
that's what,
large. Yeah,
totally.
heart that's large
That's
with
what
love.
COVID is
Yes,
teaching us. Beautiful.
yes,
That's what COVID is teaching us. You don't need much. In today's times, what are we buying? Groceries, fruits, vegetables, maybe some medicines,
yes.
maybe paying some bills. Period. No
Yes.
fancy holidays.
No,
No going malls. No going and seeing movies or plays or whatever. No, nothing. Jolly well sitting at home.
I agree. And connecting with a few loved ones.
Yes, connecting and focusing on relationships, connecting with people, finding the time to do the important things, which is, I think, cleaning up your act as far as other people are concerned. Also, taking care of simple things like housework, taking ownership of it.
Yes, yes,
That was a big lesson for me. I was not the world's, what shall I say, best housekeeper. I
yes,
was very happy pass it on to my maid.
yes,
But these last 100 days, it's been about my taking ownership for the cleanliness and neatness and
yes.
generally grooming of my house.
I
And I'm
agree.
seeing it as it's just a larger part of your own well-being. Looking after your home's
Absolutely.
well-being is only an extension of your own well-being. And I think that's
Absolutely.
an important lesson.
Absolutely. The first thing I'm going to do after this talk is clean my bathroom. Yeah,
I've got a whole lot of chores waiting for me. Clean, swabbing, including swabbing and sweeping.
yeah, yeah. That's good. We're learning a new way of life and learning to be independent and
Yes.
learning to be self dependent, which is important, I think.
Yes. Yes, self-reliance, I think, is a very big, marker of these present times. It's
Yeah.
something. It's like the universe is telling us, shape up and become better. Elevate yourself.
I
Wherever you
agree.
are. It's like all of us are being taught lessons. Wherever you
Everybody.
are lacking, you put yourself up. You don't know how to cook, you learn how to cook. Don't know how to do housework, you learn how to.
Yes,
Don't know how to be alone, you learn how to be alone. You don't know how
absolutely.
to not go around and whatever, blow up money. You sit quietly at home and count your shekels and sit.
Yeah,
So all of us are being given lessons. It's an amazing time, and I'm not denying there's enormous suffering.
there is,
There's
there is.
enormous suffering at the moment.
Yeah.
I'm not denying it at all. And I also think maybe one of the things we are being coaxed to do by the universe is to support the others.
Yes,
There are
yes,
so many people out there, isn't it?
yes, absolutely.
Mm.
It's
So
our
many people out
duty to look
there,
after
no
our
job.
fellow men. It's our duty. We
Exactly,
must.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the time is such that according to me, if we don't survive as a community, we will not survive individually. It's do or die together. So we have to put ourselves out there,
Yeah.
and if any story comes to you of somebody not having money, it's a wonderful thing. I'm trying to practice that to the best of my capacity. It's
Yeah.
a wonderful thing to reach out and support. Or regular people, I mean, carpenters,
I agree.
dhobis,
Yeah.
tailors. These
Yeah.
guys, I mean, my local Raddiwala, these guys don't have a job at the moment.
No,
So it's a nice thing if we can do even these small things,
I
you know,
agree.
along the way. Just as a mark of being a human being at
I
present
agree.
times.
I agree. As a mark of being a human being at the present times, we have to look after those around us. We have to. We have to do whatever in our capacity we can to help everybody.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely, Nandini.
Yeah.
I suppose this is the way we'll build this one world family. This is
Yes.
the way we'll build it, by through our work at this present point of time. I'm sure this is what Corona is teaching us. This is what the lockdown is teaching us.
Yeah.
Come together, be there for your fellow human beings, support them, because if they survive, you survive. If they don't survive, you're going to have a harder time.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, Suma, tell me, what does hope mean to you? The word hope.
Well, I happen to be an optimistic human being. I strongly believe that everything works out for the best.
Yeah.
So that for me, that's what hope actually means. That whatever the circumstances we are presently in, it's coming to us from a merciful providence, and it's here only to help us move forward.
Yeah.
In our own individual journeys, or currently in our collective journey as human beings. So I view all change and any phenomenon that comes to me as an opportunity for growth. For me, that is where my hope comes from. That I don't see myself, I don't see the world as doomed. I see that whatever is coming to us is coming because we have to figure out where we've gone wrong. We have to use this opportunity to change tracks, become aware, and recognize where we are. Nandini, there's a phone call. What
Yes.
to do?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
It is.
Pausing. So, Suma, I wanted to ask you something of a little different direction. The other day, I did a panel on menopause, the mystery of menopause. And we all came to the conclusion that it's the mystery of magical menopause because once it's over, your life is really magical. You so there's a mega shift in you. Can you tell me a little bit about where you feel the way you think spirituality and wholeness um, plays a part in menopause and your personal experience?
Yeah, actually, menopause was very smooth for me. I know many people have, a fairly difficult time going past that, but I didn't really quite notice it. I mean, very gradually over time, my periods just stopped, and I just moved on to this new phase. And I certainly believe that for most women, and certainly for me, these the older I've got, the happier I've become.
Yeah.
And as far as that is concerned, it's really an attribute to spirituality. It's the way I worked on myself, and it's it's the way I have healed so many aspects of myself, and grown, as a person in so many different ways, that has enabled me to live life with greater zest, greater joy, greater confidence, greater optimism, and taking life and maybe becoming a more expansive human being. So yes, I totally agree with you. I think these postmenopausal years have been wonderful for me, and I think there's a great opportunity for all of us to move into a space of greater expansion. And I see that in many, many women, that women really have a fresh awakening, so to speak. When they go past the childhood bearing and caring years and find, and they find themselves at a space where they have an opportunity to live for themselves. And it really works out wonderfully for them. Now, how much that is connected with menopause, I don't know, but I'm given to understand. I read a book called Passages by a lady called Gail Sheehy many, many years ago, a couple of decades ago. But she said this exact same thing, that post-menopause, women kind of flower out. And men, once they stop work and all that, many of them actually go sort of decline a bit. But women kind of unfold. So marvelous, I suppose it's to do with the fact that essentially, according to me, women concern themselves with matters of life. The job that women do is very life oriented. It's bearing life, it's taking care of life, it's taking care of children, taking care of family, taking care of elders, and generally being the person who connects with a family. I mean, in the family, it's a woman who actually connects with a larger family. So life is her portfolio, so to speak. And because of that, I think she's also filled with life. The more we focus and build life, the more our life force increases. And I think that is the reason why women unfold as they grow older.
I love this. The more you focus on life, the more your life force increases. So I think that's a wonderful tip for all women to know, that instead of getting very overwhelmed by what happens, if you have a tough time in menopause, just focus on life. And when you focus on life, you'll understand instinctively what you're meant to do.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right, Nandini. Absolutely right.
Beautifully said. So before we end, are there any last few tips of wisdom that you can give our audience?
Yeah, let me share a few of my thoughts regarding the situation we are in now, the lockdown and the pandemic. So the first thing that I'd like to tell everyone is that, a way of getting perspective on this looming threat that surrounds us is to recognize that each of us has a destiny, and that we will, get this illness only if we are meant to. Otherwise, we will not. And even if we do get this illness, we will, not die unless we are meant to. So I think that will help us a lot in getting a kind of a perspective and getting a balance about the whole thing, because otherwise it's quite easy on these circumstances to get overwhelmed with anxiety. So hang on to the thought that there is a destiny that's there for you. It's always been there for you. And, your life will move in accordance with that only. Okay. And what else would I like to tell everybody? I have some other wise thoughts, but nothing is coming to my head at the moment. But yes. There's one other last thing I'd like to tell everyone is that I do believe that the pandemic is really a karmic event. It's a collective karmic event. And it's also an individual karmic event. So we have been given this time, this lockdown period is really a time for introspection, as we discussed, Nandini. And, an opportunity for us to see what are the lessons that this event has for us. There are lessons we have to learn. All karmic events revolve around learning our lessons. Only if we learn our lessons will the karma free us. So I would really say, let's look at what is it, what as an individual where as an individual have I gone wrong? Where as a member of the larger society have I gone wrong? What is my approach to plastic? Things like that, because looking after the environment is an absolutely crucial lesson we have to learn.
Yes.
So how am I when it comes to taking care of the environment? Is there something to do? I think the more we address the lessons we have to learn and the quicker we learn these lessons, not only will the pandemic leave us, but we'll be far better human beings. And I think that's the opportunity being given to us, and I would really suggest that we do a little introspection and see how we can change in so many different ways.
I love it. Yes. What is the lesson that we need to learn at this time? How can we change? How can we as individuals move forward from this? We each have to take responsibility for our lives as human beings, as part of the society, as in our countries, with our families, with our friends.
And the environment.
And the environment. What have we
Without that,
contributed to the destruction of our environment? Each one of us needs to take that personal responsibility.
Yes.
We need to do that. Right now is the time to do that, not tomorrow.
Yeah. And if we do that, we will actually look back at this time as a period of tremendous grace, as a wonderful, as something that came to make us better human beings. And I'm sure that's its mission. And I sincerely hope that each of us, will be able to do this, to become a better human being at the end of this.
Thank you so much, Suma. That was wonderful. Thank you. And thank you for continuing in spite of the fact that someone in the building has COVID. So she didn't stop the interview. She just came back and continued like it's a normal day. And I think that is a big lesson. That is a big lesson we all have to learn. She didn't say, oh my God, I've got to go now. Imagine there's COVID in my building. She just came back and continued talking and giving us these wonderful tips to live a better life. Wow, we really learned something. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Nandini. It was a pleasure to talk to you.
Yeah.